Hello, everybody. Welcome to the drive-thru. I'm your host, Tony C. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here in the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's double live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, with us is Ninos. Got Jay Briggs with us. Jovan Burts on location in a sportsbook casino in Mass. We also have Brian Bitler. We got those young in there, and Zawacky will sign in a little later this evening. And here's how they'll line up for today. Ninos, Briggs, Burts, Bitler, Young, Zawacky, and then I will close this one out. All right, NBA and college basketball here on the board tonight, so let's get this one underway. Let's welcome in Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Him catches up his a prop parlay, three-leg parlay of the day with him in Wayne. Let's bring him in right now. Ninos, what's happening?
Going pretty good. How are you doing, Tony?
Pretty good. Here we go tonight, 8 Eastern Time. Rockets here hosting the Raptors. Raptors, another one of those teams that's involved in a lot of possible deals here at the trade deadline coming up next week. Raptors road favorites 8, total 224.
Yeah, it's been a tough season for these Rockets, and the Raptors have had their fair share of struggles as well, especially on the road. And that's one of the biggest angles we're going with here. The Raptors just 8-18 on the road. Rockets not much better at home, but when you compare it to their overall record, not too terrible at all at home. And they're coming off a couple wins heading into this game. They're 6-2 in the last 8 meetings against the spread. Sorry, in the last 8 meetings against these Raptors. So just think this line opening at 5.5, now creeping up to all the way to 8 is just, I think, too much of a move to the Raptors. So maybe if you caught the opening line with the Raptors, you're in the right spot, but I wouldn't go laying 8 points or more with them right now. Not the way they've been playing on the road. So taking the points with the Rockets here.
All right, Nino says he likes the Rockets here, plus the 8. Of course, as some may say, that can be issues, but we've seen a little bit of a success here of Rockets of late here. That win against OKC. OKC just couldn't shoot the basketball. That'll happen sometimes, but of course, this Toronto team, again, you hear that OG Anunoby is a name thrown out there, as this is a Toronto team that has really had issues here offensively this year. They've lost 5 of their past 8 here on the road. This has been the defense here on the road that's hurt them. But this season, when you hear Toronto here, they're 27th in the league in shooting, 28th from 3. That's not going to get it done. We saw what happened there last year in the postseason. Everybody was high on that was the upset, right? The Raptors beating the 76ers. Oh yeah, the Raptors are going to be the team. They play the defense, but we saw without the offense, you're not going to go very far in the NBA this time.
No, they have a very decent group of guys there, but definitely no real snipers for sure. And definitely no Steph Curry's on that team, and no real. I mean, as we've said before, you can consider Siakam a superstar all you want. I still don't have him there as one of them consistent, superstars, and definitely again not a sniper from deep at all. So yeah, the offense is not going to always be there. They're not always going to win, and obviously definitely not always going to win on the road, let alone cover or win by double digits on the road. So yeah, I just think we're just getting enough points with the Rockets to back at home here. It's not going to be pretty. I mean, at 5.5, I was even considering the Raptors. So, but at 8, I just think the number is way gone. So I do like getting a whole almost double-digit points here with the Rockets at home.
All right, now Ninos likes the points here with the Rockets plus 8 here with the against the Raptors. This one will have a start time here of 8 Eastern Time. All right, now Ninos, what do you have going on over at Pick Dodge for tonight? NBA as well as college basketball on the board. What's happening over at the site?
Yeah, a lot of NBA. I got a 3-pack and then a couple of different picks sold individually as well. So if you want a lot of action, good time to grab a long-term pass. If not, if you're looking for 3 plays or less, make sure you go grab one of those daily packages up on the site.
That's right. Again, I'm here with Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. tonight on the board. He does have an NBA three-pointer, three-pack here from the NBA that is credit guaranteed. You must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in with an Alpha Dog. A lot of these plays are sold individually, so get on board with Ninos. Or here we are on a Friday. A good time to get that 3-day all sports pass. You get all of Ninos' premium plays for 3 days. Include all his NBA and college basketball here for 3 days. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Ninos, is always great having you show. We'll talk with you again next week. But I know, you also contribute to the YouTube here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. You've got the, we'll catch you on the morning show on Saturdays and Sundays, and also your three-legged prop parlay video that you do with Wayne.
That's right. I think we got a pretty good one tonight, so make sure you go check that out after you're done watching this drive-through. Smash that like button here, and then go smash it over on our prop parlay video. Yeah, it's a new show we got going on with Wayne, and as I said, we like the one we got going tonight, so make sure you go check it out. Yeah,
go ahead, check it out, give that thumb up, that like, and you can catch, of course, you can catch Al here on the weekend show, 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch and the company there, Rod and Chris. As a lot of the drive-through cappers will guest on the weekend show, so tune in. All right, Al, have a great weekend. We'll talk next week.
All right, have a good time.
You got El Ninos here on the drive-through. Let's continue on with our coverage. Now, time to welcome in Jay Briggs. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Prim catches NBA Jam session every day on the channel. Breaking down and giving out a pick here from every NBA game on the board. Bringing Jay right now. Jay, what's happening?
What's going on tonight, Tony?
It's going great. All right, here we go tonight. We've got the Jazz here facing these Hawks, the up and down Hawks. 500. Some nights they look like a 2 seed, a 1 seed. Some nights they look like the 8 seed. Just got to figure this team out. Jazz here laying a point and a half, total 242.
Yeah, exactly, Tony. This Hawks team is a really tough team to figure out, man. One of the more inconsistent teams in the NBA this season. 26-26. That tells you all you need to know, a 50-50 type team. But the Utah Jazz are right there at 27-26. It's going to be a good game tonight. I think this line is super efficient. But I do lean Jazz here in this spot. It's just a much better spot for the Utah Jazz here in this one. It's going to be the 5th road game in their last 6 games for the Atlanta Hawks here in this one. They've only won 2 of their last 5. For Utah, man, it's going to be their 5th home game in their last 6 games. So Utah, we know they play their best basketball on their home floor. This season, straight up at home, Utah's 18-9 on their home floor. We're only laying a point. We've seen this Utah team beat this Hawks team once this season, 125-119 on the 9th of November. I'm rolling with the Jazz tonight on their home floor, Tony. I think they get this one done.
All right, we got Jay here on the Jazz -1.5 here against the Hawks. I think they're looking in for a pretty good battle here because you got pretty much all the starters and key reserves injury-free here. Atlanta with a clean injury report. Utah just a reserve Potter out here, so we're going to see Young, Murray, Hunter, Collins, Capella together here. Although there is talks that Collins could be the one moving out of Atlanta. Of course, Utah, this team was not expected to be in contention. This was a team that was possibly in the battle for the first round pick, and all of a sudden they found themselves in a possible playoff position.
Really good point there, Tony. I made that same point this morning on the jam session as Louis Markkinen. He was just named an All-Star to the All-Star team, man. Really good nod for him, having a hell of a season. Like you said, the Jazz, I think a lot of people coming into this season, man, after the fire sale that they had, I think a lot of people thought they were going to be a lottery team. I probably think the Jazz probably even thought so too. If you would have told the Jazz at the beginning of the season, at the midway point, they'll be a game over 500, battling for playoff positioning in the West, I think they would say that trade was pretty successful. So, interesting spot. The Hawks, like you said a minute ago as well, they might be having a fire sale. This trade deadline is next Thursday. It's going to be an interesting week. We're going to be here all week next week during the drive-through. I'm sure we're going to be talking all the trades and all that great stuff. We saw Kyrie today with the bomb, so it's coming, man. It's going to be a hell of a week. NBA news. Can't wait for it, man. I'm ready to make some money this week, Tony.
That's right. Of course, the Hawks issues here right now, 22nd in the league. From the 3-point shots are everything, right? 22nd in the league, just 34%, and they're 19th in defensive rating there. So there's your issue there with the Hawks. And we've got that the Jazz here laying 1.5 here against the Hawks. This one to have a start time 9 p.m. Eastern time, NBA League Pass. Now that's your late game tonight. No other nothing on the West Coast tonight. So that's your late night game All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, a good NFL record for this year. And, of course, tonight we've got NBA and college hoops on the board as well. A lot of Mountain West tonight up there, smaller conference schools as well up on the board. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir, Tony. For me, I'm just straight NBA tonight. 5 plays for me. I really like tonight's NBA card. I think I'm on the right side of a lot of these games. Also, I have my $15 NBA Jam Session play up there for sale. My best bet in the NBA every night, man. We had a winner on that play last night with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We've had really good weekends over the last month or so. So we're just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward into tonight. You can scoop up my best bet for $15. I also have a 3-pack for $40 and all my plays in a 5-pack, my mega pack, for sale over there at the site, man. $55, man. So that's what I got going on over at the site, man. Or you can hop on something long term, hop on a 3-day pass, try me out for the weekend. We got a lot of NBA action, man. Let's make some money this weekend and continue in a new month, new goals, new opportunities. We want to have a great month, and let's continue rolling this momentum here.
Let's continue the momentum here. Get on board here with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs. His NBA Jam Session, $15 premium pick is up there on the board tonight. Loves that play, so get on board with it. Credit guarantee must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back into his account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also an NBA money dog of the day up there here from Jay. 3-pack is up there, mega pack up there, a 5-pack here from the NBA. So let's get this rolling. Get on board here with Jay right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. Instead of buying all these plays individually, as Jay was mentioning, that 3-day pass is a great value. Get all of Jay's premium plays for 3 days. So be in action here with NBA and college hoops. Big card tomorrow from college basketball. Lots of NBA as well this weekend. So your 3-day pass, your best value here at Pick Dogs Premium right now as we head into the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All of Jay's premium plays. Use the promo code PICK at checkout and you'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Jay, as always, great having the show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll talk next week. I know you contribute a lot here over on the channel. We catch your NBA Jam Session. Of course, you'll be part as well as the morning show here on Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yes, sir. Check out my Jam Session every morning as I go through the entire NBA card for that day. Come spend your morning with me right quick as I just go through, give you my opinion. And then also, morning show this weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Y'all know I'll be there. Talking hoops this weekend with all the guys, a little hockey as well. So come spend some time with us and let's make some money this weekend. Pro Bowl as well. Y'all might want some Pro Bowl picks. I might, who knows.
Senior Bowl.
Guy, so,
you got the Senior Bowl tomorrow too. The Senior Bowl.
Man. So, for my degenerates out there, man.
There you go. That's right. There's football tomorrow, guys. NFL Network. I don't know if you caught that. I didn't even know who won the East-West Shrine game. I know it was on yesterday, and then tonight, and then we've got the. Maybe it was yesterday. It was yesterday, was it? I guess so. The NFL Network has the Senior Bowl, which is probably the bigger one of all the All-Stars because you got NFL staffs there that are coaching these players. So it's always one of the, I guess, the top tier. I don't know how you phrase it here because usually the top prospects skip these games, but maybe your fringe first round picks, second round picks, third round picks you'll see in the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, that's usually it's kind of a showcase game for the guys that are not like big stars, but kind of in that mid area, trying to look for something for a good round pick. That's, they can showcase their skills. So good game to watch tomorrow too. If you're really in like football, I might tune in a little bit as well. So good weekend of sports ahead of it.
Yeah, indeed. No doubt, guys. Check it out. Of course, get on board with Jay. Check him out with that NBA Jam Session. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications so when that NBA video drops, you get it before the line moves. That's important. All right, Jay, have yourself a great weekend. We'll talk next week.
Yes, sir, Tony. See you Monday.
You got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Reminder, guys, if you miss any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Jovan will help us out with that one. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Of course, we know I think this is going to be a familiar spot where Jovan is going to come. They've legalized sports betting in Massachusetts, so this is probably a familiar spot for Jovan around this hour on his Monday and Friday appearances here on the drive-thru. Go on location. I'm not going to name the casino, but this is probably going to be a familiar spot for Jovan. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight. Probably going to have to get that Pick Dogs boost set up for you because, like I said, I think you're going to be this is going to be a familiar spot for you here on the drive-thru. Tonight, here, NBA TV here has Celtics hosting the Suns. Boston now up to 10, a total 220.
Yeah, and I'm on the home team. I'm on the Celtics in this one. The fact of the matter is the Phoenix Suns, they don't have Devin Booker. You saw him last game, got drilled by 32 points, 132 to 100. at home. Now they have to travel to the East Coast to play the Celtics team that just drilled the Brooklyn Nets. Beat the, beat. You know, I'll refrain from what I was really gonna say, but they put the boost to Brooklyn. But that's what they do against Brooklyn. You know, they won like the last 10 games, and all of them have been, just massacres. So I think the Celtics, they're fully equipped to do whatever they want to the Suns. They have a full boat of people, a full roster outside of Marcus Smart. He's still out, but he's one of their main calls, but he's not the main call. Those titles belong to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Now, head to head, the Celtics have won 3 out of the last 4 games by over 10 points, by at least 13 points. So they just have the Suns number right now. And the way the Suns are constructed without Devin Booker, it's just a mismatch as far as I'm concerned. So I expect one of those wire to wire. You could put a trifecta on this one as far as I'm concerned. First quarter, first half, full game. For the Celtics, I think it's going to be one of those type of games.
All right, we got Jovan here on the Celtics lay the 10 here against the Suns. They added another guy on the I think it was injury report. There's 5 guys injured here: Booker, Crowder, Johnson, Payne, Shamet. One of them had come back, and he's back on the injury report. So 5 guys out. Gallinari Smart on the Boston side. It's interesting here with this Celtics team. They had that down spell when they took that West Coast trip, right? And then they've been on the road. They were on the road a lot, and they kind of wore it down here towards the end of January, and people were kind of getting off of them. But then, lo and behold, here you are playing your third home game here, not having to deal with airplanes and airports and travel. And we're starting to see the Celtics of old that we saw early on, pounding teams when they're not stuck with all this travel fatigue.
Yeah, you start to get comfortable when you're at home. The first game back from the road trip, they lost to the Knicks. Then, they had that overtime thriller against the Lakers. And then, game 3 of the homestand, put the boost to Brooklyn. And, Celtics are one of those teams where if they get comfortable, at home, you're going to be in for a long night. Just like I said before, I think this is just a bad matchup for the Suns. The way they're constructed right now, the guys that they're missing. I think they're talking about Cam Johnson, who came back, and I think he's out again. I'm not completely sure, but I think that might be him that you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, he's just another guy. He's another guy that the Suns desperately need. They can't go in. They don't have enough bullets, to deal with the Celtics going in with Chris Paul with his old ass. DeAndre Ayton. Guys like that. Torrey Craig, for God's sake, he's getting good run. He doesn't get good run if this team is, fully healthy. So they're digging deep into that roster just to put it together. Put together, a good roster of players, a good first unit and the second unit, of players. So it's really hurting them right now. They can't wait to get the Devin Booker back on the court.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Boston had played 10 of 13 on the road when they started this homestand, so it took them a couple games to get back to that form. Remember, we saw this in that first road trip, that long road trip out west. They lost those 2 to Orlando, and people were writing them off. But again, it was all that travel fatigue, man. You're on the road for especially these coastal teams. You get hit with these long back-to-back road trips, or you come home for 1 game, go back on the road, come home for 2 games, go back on the road. All that all adds to travel fatigue. We saw that towards the end of that road trip and in the beginning of the homestand. But now we're starting to see the Celtics again, and we back at their good form. Celtics laying the 10 here against the Suns. This one have a start time here, 7:40 Eastern Time, NBA TV. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print for tonight's action here. You might want to keep that screen not too in front of anybody there in that casino, because I don't want you getting kicked out by winning too much. Right now we saw Jovan here with the great record here in NFL, but man, over the last year, 828 units of profit, 270 over the past 7 days. Goodbye to the local, hello to legalization in Mass. And what do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, it's Friday, so you know what that means. Time to take flight on these books with my Take Flight Friday late night sledgehammer. One college basketball play, late night game that I think is going to hit the book hard, and we're going to run with that. Had 2 other plays out. Harvard, yeah, they're getting spanked right now. So, at last time I checked, at least. But it is what it is. And I got also have the I also have the total in that game. I think the total's doing fairly good. So I think I might push on that one. But regardless, I got the late night sledgehammer going. I think that's gonna be a hitter. Then you can also check me out on my 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly. This weekend's gonna be a big weekend. I'm gonna have no less than at least 13 plays that I have already, that I think that I have locked in right now. So, just have to sit down, write the articles for those, and then I'll probably have at least another three. So, that I'm eyeing. So, it's gonna be a big weekend of games. No NFL this weekend. So it's sad to say that, of course. But of course, there's NBA and college basketball to fall back on. So it's all here at Sports Chat Place of Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
That's right. Get on board here with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here from Jovan right now over at Pick Dogs Premium here from the NFL, but also all sports combined 820 units of profit for this year, showing great profit here over the past 7 days. College basketball is showing profit as well. So get on board tonight with Jovan Burts over the pick. He's got his Take Flight Friday college basketball late night sledgehammer play, big play tonight from College Hoops as well, individually priced as credit guarantee. Also, the Take Flight Friday is the late night sledgehammer as we talked about. Or if you prefer that, here we are on a Friday. You may consider the 3-day all sports pass, all of Jovan's premium plays for 3 days, all the plays for tonight, Saturday and Sunday, NBA, college hoops there on the premiums. So get on board with Jovan. He's on fire here for 2023. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Jovan, we can catch you there with the parlay video of the day. Of course, we'll talk with you a little bit later here on the recap, but we can catch you every day over at Pick Dogs with the parlay video. And of course, you'll be a guest here on the as you are on weekends on the morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, absolutely. The parlay, that's a daily situation, so you're gonna get at least a 2-team parlay out of that. And then on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, I'm on the morning shows, giving out a good amount of picks. Well, the new format kind of stifles that out. It's only about 1 or 2 plays per guy, but regardless, you're gonna get quality plays out of that. And then of course Monday and Fridays here on the drive-through.
That's right indeed. So catch Jovan here on the weekend shows. So of course, check out his parlay video of the day. So make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. So when that video drops, you get it right away to get the best lines. All right, Jovan, have yourself a great evening there. Make it a winning one in the casino. And we'll talk with you again next week.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday.
See you on Monday, but then we'll see you at the recap.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. I forgot about the recap.
That's right. There you go. So we'll have more Jovan.
Hey, no, absolutely. I'll be here. I'm just gonna put together a couple plays, to put in at the window.
That's right. We squeeze another one out of Jovan here at the end of the show. All right, have a good luck on those plays. Jovan Burts here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on. Let Jovan get his plays in, and we'll get him out back on the recap. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Time for Brian Bitler. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Bookends the show here. Catch him here Mondays and Fridays. Bring him in right now. Brian, what's happening?
Tell you what, a very exciting weekend. Love Saturday college basketball. Great handicappers here at pickdogs.com, especially Jovan. Always tough to follow him. He's awesome. But hopefully we're going to have a good weekend. I don't miss football. I love college basketball, so no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, to me, football was over after divisional round. I mean, I'm just knee-deep in college hoops, NBA, we're just kind of, when you're down to like less than 4 or 5 games in the NFL season, I know there's shows out there, they still talk football around the clock. I mean, man, they got basketball and college hoops, man. This is where, if you want to win in March Madness, you want to win in the NBA playoffs, you better be in tune to this. And also when you're in tune to this, you have a good shot at it because you can kind of figure out the trends. Like, there are some certain players that when you're, especially in these front end of back-to-backs, you can really get some really good numbers overnight, figuring out that, hey, they're going to sit this guy, they're going to sit that guy, like the Warriors, Halliburton today, there's some certain things you can look at, right?
It's almost clockwork with some teams that on a back-to-back night, Golden State Warriors, like you mentioned, LA Clippers sometimes, and the Sixers with Joel Embiid used to do that on occasion. So definitely lots of ways to make money in the NBA. Right now, I'm focused in on the Ivy League with that Yale matchup going on right now.
Yeah, Yale cut the
I
lead
need
down.
Yale to hold. I need Yale to hold on here. So
Yeah, they cut it down a little bit. 12-point game, 56-44 final. About 8.5 minutes to go, second half. But tonight we got Pistons and Hornets on the docket here. The Pistons here are laying a point here. The total sits at 240.
Yeah, I'm not a big totals guy, but here I think I'm going to go here with the over in the Detroit Pistons, Charlotte Hornets. I know this number seems very high, but we got two bad teams playing each other, and to me, it's a perfect formula to get an over here. Looks like a ton of money and bets coming in on the under in this one. And yeah, the total is very high, but I think we are going to see both teams get into the 130 territory tonight. Hornets have been really going over lately when playing on the road. The over 23-11, the Hornets' last 34 road games. And the last 23 meetings between these two squads, it's gone over the number 16 times. So I'm going to take the over in the Hornets-Pistons game tonight.
All right, Brian, here on the over here, Hornets-Pistons over 240. Pistons find themselves kind of in a familiar situation here. We got the Hornets here in a back-to-back, and the Pistons coming in with 3 days rest. And remember, they had that game cancellation, so that factors into the rest period. Just a lot of rest here for Detroit. And I say familiar situation because they were in a familiar situation when they had plenty of rest and they faced the Nets, who were in a back-to-back. And the teams combined for 252 points as Detroit taking advantage of the rest advantage, ran it fast, played it fast, and put up 130 on the Nets.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a fast-paced game here. You know, rested, like you said, the Detroit Pistons, a lot of fresh legs out there. And the Charlotte Hornets, they might not be a very good defensive team, but they can put the ball in the net. So I think I know 240, on paper, that sounds like a lot of points, but I think going into the fourth quarter, we're going to be sitting pretty in this one.
All right, we got here Brian here, Hornets Pistons over 240. This one to have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. Some of these teams that play fast, they're not the best teams. They're going to play sloppy. That means fast break points the other way, and that's how you get these high scoring totals in these NBA games when you've got bad teams trying to play fast. Not sometimes good things happen.
Three-pointers.
A lot of three-pointer, a lot of bad situations, turnovers. So keep an eye on this one here. At that one as well here. We got the total here in this one from Brian over the total 240. This one to start 7 Eastern time. It's high for a reason. And it's Brian's kind of stiff. Brian's kind of stiffing that out right there. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick.Stream for tonight's action. As we see a great results here in the NFL. Of course, tonight we got action here from the NBA and college hoops. We got the Mountain West taking advantage here of no late games tonight in the NBA. Hockey's on break, so it's Mountain West tonight up there on the board, as well as NBA earlier starts in college hoops. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I kind of like this Friday card because you got A-10 action, and we got the Mountain West Conference action, just the MAC action, Metro Atlantic. But for me, I got my titanium play. I'm on an 18-5 run on that $15 best bet. That's a 78% run. You can get that play over at pickdogs.com. It's in the NBA tonight. I'm also long-term in that $15 best bet titanium, 105 and 68. That's 61% winners. While the bulk of my premiums haven't done well this week, a lot of 1 and 2 days, the one play that has been hitting is the $15 titanium best bet. So make sure you guys head on over there and check it out. Maybe pick up a long-term pass. Going to be a big Saturday and Sunday card. At least 5 plays for me on Saturday, 5 on Sunday. We're going to see if we can get back on track and go streaking heading into Monday.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight. An NBA Titanium wager is $15 premium play up there. Credit guarantee. You must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. That's up there right now from Brian Bitler. Also, a Friday executive dog up there from College Hoops. So instead of buying the plays individually, you may consider, here we are on a Friday, good time to get that 3-day all sports pass here from Brian. Get all of Brian's premium plays here for 3 days, including all his NBA and college hoops. Got a really nice college basketball card tomorrow. It's going to keep Brian up late tonight. It always does on these Fridays because these huge college basketball cards are a monster, and it's going to really keep him up late. But he'll be ready to roll here with some games for you. So that 3-day pass is the way to roll. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that. 2-for-1 capper promotion, even greater value there. All right, Brian, as always, great having the show. Have yourself a great evening. enjoy the square dance Fridays, and we'll talk with you again next week.
I gotta say, I can't go out square dance tonight because it's like 8 degrees here.
Oh, that's right. You're in the deep freeze out there in the east.
It's cold.
Oh,
I'm not
man.
leaving my house.
That's right. That's right.
30-mile-an-hour winds, 8 degrees. No, I can't.
Record
Rod's
freeze.
a champion, though. He can handle that cold, but not me. I'm a wuss. I got to stay inside.
That's right. I forgot about that. That deep freeze there in the east causing travel issues, no doubt. All right, Brian, stay warm, and then we'll talk next week.
Catch you on Monday. Thanks, Stone.
You got it. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. Reminder, guys, if you miss any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next is Millz Young. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Pim. He was at the Bellator. We missed him yesterday. He was over at the Bellator press conference yesterday. And my man Fedor is going to make his final. Actually, let me get. He's on Skype today, not on this one. Let me get the right get screen here. Our man Fedor, is he going to retire after this?
Yeah, he's done, man. It's his final fight. You know, it's a rematch taking place, and they asked him time and time again, what about if you won the belt? Would you defend it if Francis Ngannou came over to Bellator? Would you defend the belt? He kept saying, I'm done. It's my last fight, so it's done.
Yep, he's a man of his word. I saw Fedor live in action back in Anaheim with Affliction, and boy, those Anaheim crowds, man, in UFC, something else, huh?
Yeah, man, it's lovely, man. I've been to a few myself. I seen Brock Lesnar lose to Cain Velasquez there. I seen John Jones knock out DC there, making him cry in the ring. Yeah, man, but nothing's like that LA crowd though, you know. So yeah, I can't pass that LA crowd up for nothing.
Not at all. All right, here we go to the NBA tonight. Millz has been absolutely on fire. Timberwolves here facing the Magic. T-Wolves laying 4.5 total, 229.5. But you'll be looking at this one a different way.
Yeah, man. Let me dribble it up court real quick. Make sure, and I got it. All right. So when we're looking at this game right here, you know, it's a few players in there, you know, that's definitely having some great years. You know, a lot of teams are gonna probably think that this player is maybe the next coming of LeBron James. The reason why I say that is because, you know, if you look at some of the stats that he's averaging now on one category, it's the same. I mean, he's averaging 20 points per game, putting that up as a rookie. You know, shooting 54% from the field goal percentage. His average just been going up the last 2 months. It started off, you know, averaging around 16 and a half. I've been playing that player prop, got up to 17. Now he's averaging 18.5. Now he's up to 20. Who? Paolo Banchero. That's the way we're going to go on this one, man. It's my player prop to get you on top. Now, check it out. He has 4 already 30-point games. Why are you bringing that up? Because he's playing Minnesota, you know, and, like, who's going to stop him on Minnesota? Rudy Gobert, worst trade of the year, so he ain't going to be in there defending. Beyond that, most three-pointers in the game, he hit 6 one time. Why are you bringing that up, Millz? I don't know what it is, man, but when you play Minnesota, they encourage those players to shoot the 3. It's something about Anthony Edwards. He stays out there and shooting up about 6 to 7 to 8, probably making about 2 or 3 a game. So you got the other player on the other team saying, I'm going to match you. So, man, give me Paolo Banchero over 20.5 points. That's my player prop to get you on top.
All right, player prop to get you on top here. Banchero over 20.5 points here against the T-Wolves. Of course, as you said, when you bring T-Wolves, you're always concerned about the T-Wolves here and their defense. Of course, Rudy Gobert now having people know how to play him, right? Because he doesn't like to get out. He doesn't like to get out from under the basket, but he's going to have to, and that does open up some of the middles. No talents there for rim protection, so there'll be some space there for him as well. But more importantly, you got almost pretty much a full starting lineup here, a full healthy starting lineup for this Orlando Magic team. That's the key there.
Man, so something you just hit on. Hear me out on this, man. They have some of the most youngest talent prospects that was supposed to be something in the NBA that was never nothing. All right, we'll start off with Markelle Fultz, okay? Then we'll go on. They got Mo Bamba still over there. I want to say they got R.J. Hamilton or something like that. That's the same kid who went overseas to play when LaMelo did. If he would have went to college, he would have been a top pick. But instead, he went overseas and didn't have the same career that LaMelo did in that year. R.J. Hamilton started off with Denver Nuggets, got traded to them. Young talent over there, not getting any spill. They got Wagner over there. They got Carter over there. I mean, they got the guy Isaac that finally got healthy too. I mean, watch this. And then they got Jalen Suggs, who's only putting up like 11 points. Like, bruh, You was like the top 3 or 4 or 5 pick. Like, you put up 11 points. Watch this. Then they got Cole Anthony. Remember what he was supposed to be? In other words, man, they just got young shooters over there that think that they can score. And the only one that can really do it consistently is Paolo. He's the one to where he's going to be looking at the team and looking at him like, all right, man, am I really going to give you the ball to shoot it? Or am I going to try to do it myself, what worked for me at Duke? So I compare it to LeBron, too, at this. When LeBron came into the Cavs, they had Carlos Boozer, they had Darius Miles, they had my boy Ricky Davis. Real baller right there. But all those guys could score and shoot, but none of them had a name, and none of them could tell this other guy, the new guy, hey, man, don't shoot it, don't score it. So that's the same mentality with these Orlando Magic. None of them's going to tell the number 1 pick, the best player on the team, don't shoot it, don't score it. So, yeah, man, that just makes me, like the little player prop a little bit more. But I will be honest with you, at the last 5 games, he only went over that player prop 2 times. But I ain't worried about it because he's playing Minnesota.
Yeah, playing Minnesota with Edwards and D'Angelo Russell. You know what those guys' minds are on. Scoring. That's how it works there. Moncaro over 20.5 points against the T-Wolves. This one to have a start time here, 8 Eastern time. All right. Millz, I think, over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action here. We'll get back. We got Rod in the house in a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action here. Look at the NBA results here from Millz. 1,352 units of private top performer NBA over at Pick Dogs right now. Get on board with Millz. We know what he did in UFC and MMA last year. Over 2,000 units of profit. So we're heading right into a weekend with Bellator, UFC, as well as NBA college hoops. All right, Millz, what do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Man. Tony, can you say that one more time? Because that was news to me. You said I'm the what right now in NBA? Because that's news to me.
Top performer in NBA. Look at that. Look at the numbers. Top performer, man.
We're doubled it, man. All right, man. I got 2 plays on the board to get you paid today. We're going to just keep it rolling out. Didn't include the player props for them, but if you guys do get the play, definitely I will include those for the next time. If you guys get the 3-day pass, that's what I advise you guys to do. UFC is right around the corner. It's taking place over in Asia, so it's going to be kicking off real late night. So don't worry, you got plenty of time to get it. Got a few bets that I like. I got one already up on the site right now. It's my UFC takeout. So I got 3 bets up there to get you paid, 2 up there for today in the NBA.
That's right, guys. Get up over here with Millz Young over at Pick Dogs. Top performer in NBA, 1,352 units of profit, all documented. Last 7 days showing profit. Yesterday coming over the 8th day. He was top performer in MMA over at Pick Dogs from last year, over 2,000 units of profit. So get on board with Millz. NBA action tonight up there. All net swish up there is $15 premium is up on the board right now. Also a layup to pay up from NBA. And of course, he's already ready with Millz' UFC takeout from the UFC. Get on board there. But instead of buying these plays individually, you know what you do here on the weekends. You get that 3-day all sports pass. Get all of Millz' premium plays for 3 days. All his NBA, college hoops, in action with UFC. If there's Bellator there as well. And so get on board here with the MMA action here with the Millz with that 3-day all sports pass. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All of Millz' premium plays. You see the numbers have been impressive here. NBA, we got UFC weekend. He kicked butt in the UFC for 2022. Over 2,000 units of profit. 1,352 units of profit. All documented over at Pick Dogs. That means the plays are verified. Go to Millz' handicapper page. Go down to Pick History. You'll see all the plays up there, up and up. Everything's documented there. So check it out and get signed up. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Millz, as always, great having the show. Thanks for checking in here today. Thanks for checking in here for today on the show. Oops, I got the wrong. I got to get him on Skype. There we go. We got John Skype. All right, always stay camera ready, guys. You never know. But anyway, guys, get on board with Millz, and of course, Millz, what you got going on? I know you guest on the weekends, and what's happening with the UFC show?
Yeah, man, I was supposed to be on the UFC show yesterday, but I was working the Bellator media press. Last time I worked it, I was able to come on the show too, so I thought it was going to work in the same time frame. Not yesterday, man. I got interviews with Chael Sonnen. I got interviews with Dustin Poirier. I mean, yeah, so, had to miss that one. Then tomorrow I'm going to be covering the Bellator event live in Inglewood. I'll be cage-side working press, giving up, all my thoughts on the fight. So, if you guys, it's on CBS too. CBS, folks. It's on CBS, so like that's the first time. It's a merger that they got going with Bellator right now. So the main card's going to be on CBS. I'll be there live covering the fights. I do have a lot more bets on Bellator than I do in UFC. Those write-ups will be up tonight. But yeah, man, so I got that going on. Besides that, try to catch us on Sunday morning going on with all the guys giving our best plays and picks on the Monday show. On the Sunday morning show. Besides that, yes, we will be back with our UFC show Thursday night, Thursday right after the drive-thru. That's our regular routine time. Just had to miss 1 week.
That's right, guys. So make sure you subscribe, set those notifications, and when they're live with Brad, you're live with them. Get the plays in real time to get the best numbers, because these numbers move, especially in UFC. When you're dealing with Millz here, you've seen his results have been outstanding. And get on board there with Millz and get that 3-day pass. We'll be ready to roll here with UFC. We got it early and late night. CBS is covering it back like in the back. I know it might have been for your time. They used to show boxing events during the afternoons on CBS back in the day. Maybe a little before your time, but that was when boxing was on free TV with all the good fights on CBS used to run, called CBS Sports Spectacular. That is a perfect time to put on UFC MMA action right on that network at that hour. All right, Millz, continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Hey, honestly, I just want to give a special shout out to everybody in the chat. And I'm talking about you. Everybody, hit that like for us one time.
That's right. Hit that like, smash that like button. We greatly appreciate it. Millz, continue that great success. Enjoy the fights, and we'll talk with you again next week.
All right, Tony. Great job.
You got it. Appreciate it. Millz Young here on the drive-thru. Guys, reminder, if you miss any of our picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Jovan will help us out with that. So make sure you stay tuned with that. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's do one quick swing here to see if there's any updates on these injuries. I know Tyrese Halliburton was someone that we were talking about, and I'm seeing somebody looking at and putting up their numbers here that they like him. So let's see what the story is here. Halliburton is in the lineup. So, yep, Halliburton's in the lineup tonight here for Indiana. So he's off the injury report. Only Fox remains here for Sacramento. We're probably going to see that line move down. It has. It moves down to Sacramento now, 1.5 in this game. So after that knee injury, he's coming in a back-to-back. I don't know, man. Of course, they're 24 and 29. The coach is probably thinking about himself. I wouldn't. It's hard not to blame him, right? It's hard not to blame him. All right, let's take a look here. Charlotte, Detroit. We can now confirm Martin Oubre out, Bagley, Joseph out for Detroit. Those are confirmed lineups. Portland and Washington. Gill out for Washington. And for Portland, we got Baji, Nurkic, Payton, and Winslow out here for the Portland Trailblazers. Phoenix and Boston, we mentioned it, the 5 outs here for Phoenix. Booker, Crowder, Johnson, Payne, and Shamet out. Gallinari, Smart out for Boston. Toronto and Houston, OG Anunoby out. And on the Houston side, Green and Porter out. Orlando, Minnesota, just Okiki out here for Orlando. On the Minnesota side, McLaughlin, Towns out. We have still questionable statuses for Forbes, Gobert, and Prince. Sixers and Spurs, not a whole lot of talk in this game, but Embiid still questionable in this game. On the Spurs side, add Trey Jones and Langford. So Trey Jones, Langford, Sokan, and Vassell out for San Antonio. Atlanta, a clean injury report. Utah, just Potter, a reserve out. So it looks like healthy teams on healthy starters in Atlanta and Utah squaring off. All right, let's also, we do have some note here. My man put up a note here on that if you're looking at the Siena game, Roman added this on the social media chat. I know that Siena game was in question because the leading scorer is out for Siena. That is now confirmed in that Siena game. Siena's leading scorer has been ruled in. I'm sorry, my mistake. Siena's leading scorer has been ruled in for this game, Siena and Manhattan. So that line has moved up to 5.5 here. Their leading scorer in this one, let's see, I looked at this one earlier. That was a big question mark here for Siena coming into this game. And it is going to be, let me see, we'll find out the player that was in question here. But we can now confirm that he is in tonight. And let's see here. We'll have to get here in a second here. Siena and Manhattan will start top of the hour. That has been a big line move now to 5.5 with that score in for the team. And I think we can get that here in a second. Oh, here we go. 1 second here. I want to get that information. We're going to go to Rod here in just a second. We'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Hope you guys catch the morning show every day here at 10 a.m. Eastern time with Rod Zawacky. And, of course, he joins Mitch and Chris in the mornings here over at Pick Dogs. Let's see here. I want to get you that information on that Siena game because that was a big question mark on college hoops tonight. Let's see here. And, of course, we did see that big line move here as they're reporting down in the chat room with Halliburton playing. Always got to worry about how many minutes he's going to play, right? That's the thing you got to worry about with Halliburton tonight. And at Siena, Javian McCollum is in, so he's a big scorer here for Siena. He'll be in tonight. That was a big question mark there in college hoops. So that information is now in from. So we see the line move now to 5.5. Let's continue on here on the drive through. It's time to welcome in Rod Zawacky. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Catch him in the mornings here every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Let's see. I think we're ready to roll here with Rod Zawacky. He's been good to us here on the show with lots of winners. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much. Enjoy my Friday. It's been a nice Friday here. Nice plus weather. Cleaning up some big piles of snow. Still some ice chunks that are going to take at least a month and a half to melt.
That's right. That's going to take some time, no doubt. Unless you get that early spring, that the hotter spring, then it melts sooner. But you never know. But that's you'll see how that rolls here throughout that area of the country where it's freezing. They're experiencing that in some parts of the country out here too. But tonight we go out to one of the featured games here in college hoops in the Mountain West. Two heavyweights meet here as San Diego State hosts Boise State. The Aztecs now up to a 6-point favorite. This one had opened 7 overnight, moved down to 5.5, now back up to 6. Total sits here 134.
Yeah, that definitely. It opened to 7. Definitely moved down a little bit. The only question mark in this one is whether Marcus Shaver Jr. is going to play for Boise or not. He's the big question mark in this one, whether he's not still questionable, whether he plays in this one or not. 12 points, his average, 12, 13 points a game is what he's been rolling with Boise, and if he doesn't play, that's big for them. That's a lot of points. They're going to look for scoring elsewhere. But in this one, we want the under, so less points is better for us anyways. You look at Boise, they're averaging 67.3 points a game this season. You look, last time out, they only scored 59 points, and that was against Air Force. Another great, solid defensive team. Look at San Diego State. They've been averaging 74.3 points a game. Last time out, only 66 points a game. And you look, both teams are 4-0 to the under when playing good teams. And you look head-to-head, the last 5 meetings have all come to this under. The last time we've seen these, they didn't even hit 60. So for me in this one, you look at both defenses holding teams to 60.7 as Boise. The Aztecs 66.4. I think this total's way too high. We're going to go with the under here. This head-to-head. It's just been a defensive battle between these two teams, and I think we get the same here. Defensive battle, first to 60 wins this one.
All right, we got
definitely. I like the under. The total's too high.
Under in this one here. And one thing with Boise State is their defense. They've been playing well on the road defensively as far as holding teams to just 42% away from home. And of course, we see a lot of these Mountain West teams get these at-large bids into the NCAA tournament. So I have a feeling this is going to be a lot of it. This is going to have a feeling I think of one of those conference tournament games, which could also be, this could be, these teams could definitely meet late semifinals, maybe finals of the Mountain West tournament, because remember, we see a lot of at-large teams come out of this conference.
Oh, definitely. They play solid defense in this conference, and this is definitely going to feel like one of those, almost like a playoff type game here with the way both teams can play defense, and that's what I'm expecting here. Slow defensive pace. We know both teams can defend the 3 very well. So definitely points are going to have to come from the inside because they defend 3 well. So for me, it's like I like the under in this one. Definitely not a whole lot of. We're not going to see run and gun and both teams shooting 50% from the 3s. So take the under in this one.
Yeah, exactly. Focus on ball security. Don't be self-destructive here. That's kind of what you see there in conference tournament action. I know it's still early February, but again, this is a conference that does produce at-large bids. And, some of these teams want to jockey in positions, and sometimes it may come down to like, hey, who head-to-head, and that's where you want to be on the right side of that one, because these are definitely two teams that will, if they don't win the Mountain West tournament, will be in the discussion for at-large, no doubt about that. Boise State, San Diego State under 134. This one to have a start time here of 9 Eastern time. Watch this one on Fox 1. Should be a pretty good one. I think this is the one definitely I circled to watch. All right.
I'm going to tune in and watch that.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one tonight. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Film for tonight's action. Of course, we do have Mountain West is featured tonight. They took advantage. There's no really late games in the NBA tonight, no hockey, so it's going to be pretty much Mountain West tonight up there in the late window, as well as there's still a lot of early window NBA, early window college hoops. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And over Pick Dogs Premium tonight, I got my $15 college basketball swish. You can scoop that up over at Pick Dogs Premium. Love that play. Or if you love some NBA action, I've got my NBA blank check going. You can scoop that up singly, or it's part of my NBA Birdcage, where you get the 3 plays I love in the NBA. Or grab my Steak Friday package. You get my NBA triple plus 2 plays in college basketball. I love the $15 college basketball swish play is included in that one. Or it's Friday. Your best deal is grab a 3-day pass. You'll get everything I've got going in tonight's action, plus whatever I have tomorrow. Loaded card in college basketball. Definitely going to have a bunch of plays in there. And definitely plays in the NBA. Same thing going Sunday. Definitely jump aboard, grab a 3-day pass. Let's make it a good weekend and make some money and hit the books hard.
Hit the books hard with Zawacky over at Pick Dogs Premium. It's $15 college basketball swish is up there right now, so get on board with it. Credit guarantee, must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credit back to your account for site credits. That is a credit guarantee. Also, that NBA blank check is up there, a single there from the NBA. Steak Friday's up there, a 5-pack here from Roddy from tonight here from the NBA and college hoops combined here on that 5-pack. But here we are on a Friday. Why not get that 3-day all sports pass? Get off Rod's premium plays for 3 days. All his NBA and college basketball action here for 3 days. Of course, use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Rod, as always, great having the show. Of course, we can catch you every day here on the channel with the morning show here with Chris and Mitch. And, of course, started back on Monday with the hockey videos, Puck Dogs with you, Chris, with the Puck Dogs video series.
Definitely love doing the Puck Dogs series, and a little bonus play for you guys. I'm going to take the Oilers. I put it in this morning. I'm going to take the Oilers to win the Pacific Division. As they come out of this All-Star break, and they got a pretty soft schedule. I think they got a nice lead, and they coast to the Pacific Division title. So I got it at plus 300. There's a little bonus for you. Take the Oilers to win the Pacific.
Yes, that's right.
In the second half, I think they come out hot. They got a nice little it's such a battle and close, tight race in the Pacific, but the Oilers have a soft schedule coming out in the second half here. They got a good run of 10 games where they should roll. So I think the Oilers win the Pacific. Right. Definitely tune in tomorrow. We got a loaded college basketball card, and definitely be a bunch of cappers that you've seen here regularly on the drive-through giving up plays in the college basketball action. So definitely tune in on the weekends. We love having you guys aboard and join us. Smash that thumbs up.
Smash that thumbs up.
Like, subscribe. That way you get notified when we go live, and you don't miss out on any of those plays on the weekend. So
right, you want to be there live, get the best numbers before these lines move. I posed this question to someone earlier today. I'll ask you this: baseball season win totals have been posted up, and this one caught my attention. Will there be a team that wins over 105.5 games this season? It's you got to get to one. If it gets to 106, then the under loses. What do you think? Will their team win at least 106 this year in baseball?
No, I would take the under.
Okay.
I would take the under in that. I think that's a rare occurrence of teams come ripping over 105 points or 105 wins in a season. I'm going to take the under there.
Is that the under?
I don't think we see it again.
I don't either. All right, Rod, have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again on Monday on the drive-thru.
Have a great weekend, Tony. See you on Monday.
You got it. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. You'll see him on Saturday and Sunday here on the weekend show, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and watch that show. It's a great show. Of course, on the weekends, we get a lot of the drive-thru cappers that join the lineup with picks on the show. Let's continue on here. Time for my play. We're going Wizards, Trailblazers tonight at the 7 Eastern time. Yale did win that game, pulled away at the end there against, however, they were actually ahead wide in the second half for the most part. Anyway, in this one, we're going to come here with the Wizards here, laying the 3.5 here against the Trailblazers. Wizards have been playing really good basketball this season. And, of course, we can now confirm here, I think earlier with the injury, and they're going to really have a soft middle of these Trailblazers. No Nurkic there to rim protect. That's what was the key there. Pretty much the Wizards starting 5 in healthy. Morris, Beal, Kuzma, Porzingis, Gafford in the lineup. This is a healthy lineup right here. I'm not a big fan of this Trailblazers team here on the road. Yeah, I know they beat Memphis. Memphis just was cold from 3. That'll happen sometimes. in that one. They outscored Memphis 38-22 in that final quarter, but then again, they couldn't hit a three-pointer. 9-37 from three from Memphis in this one. It comes really down to the defense here for the Portland Trailblazers. I'm not a big fan of them. They have dropped 4 of 5 on the road. They sit 29th in offensive efficiency, 108 points allowed per 100 possessions. They're scoring 114 per 100. And again, this Wizards team, they've won 6 straight, averaging 122 points per 100 possessions. They're allowing 111 per 100. And again, like I said, I'm just not a big fan of this Portland team on the road. Yeah, they got that win here against the Grizzlies, but then again, look at this box score. The Grizzlies just had a bad night shooting threes, and that'll happen. That'll happen sometimes. So that's what I'll be looking at here at that game with Wizards. Of course, this one will have a start time here of top of the hour, NBA League Pass channel. All right, guys, check out Pick Dog Stream tonight. I have 4 premiums up there. I got a 3-pack here from college basketball. My best bet as well from college hoops. I have 4 premium plays for you up there on the board. You could use the, instead of buying them individually, get that 3-day sports pass. You get all my premium plays for this weekend from NBA college hoops for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with that 3-pack. That promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through. And we'll bring in our man Jovan here as we hit to the recap. Jovan in the casino, got his bets in. They are now legalized in Massachusetts. So we start with Ninos, Rockets plus the 8 against the Raptors. Jay was on the Jazz, laid the point half against the Hawks. Jovan says Celtics in a mass occur, minus 10 against the Suns. Brian here, Hornets, Pistons over 240. Millz, Banchero over 20.5 points here in their game. And we had Rod, that was against Minnesota. Rod was on Boise State, San Diego State under 134. I'll be on Wizards later, 3.5 against Trailblazers. All right, Jovan, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
It's a toss-up between. I'm gonna go with your pick. The Washington Wizards, they're streaking right now, and I like them.
All right, Will says go with the Wizards in this one, and the one I'll look at here tonight in this one, boy, I really like the Celtics shots here in this one as well. That's the game I like. Again, like I talked about, go back and look at Boston. They played 10 of their past 13 on the road. They had that road fatigue. They're not the same now. This is the third, fourth game back in that homestand. They're back to where they played their best. Remember that West Coast trip? Remember how bad that was? They lost 2 at home to Orlando. They had that. It took them a while to shake off that travel fatigue, and then they get back to pounding teams. I think they're back in this mode now where they're pounding teams. They're rested. They're at home. They're not dealing with airports and travel and all that. Again, what they do to these coastal teams, they put you on the road a lot. So that's the one I'm there with Jovan there as well. All right. That's going to do it here for the drive-through, guys. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us here on the show. We're back here on Monday here live at 6 each time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers here from Big Dogs and Sports Chat. We'll get out the live plays for you here in prime time. Don't forget the weekend show this weekend, 10 a.m. Eastern time. You've got Mitch, you got Rod, and Chris. Of course, a lot of the drive-through cappers join them, like Jovan will be there, as well as many of the cappers you see here on our show on the drive-through. And don't forget Jovan's parlay video. We got Jay's Jam Session NBA video. Also, Ron Romanelli's Bank Shot with college basketball. The Puck Dogs with return on Monday with NHL. And of course, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. The Betting Tool Show as well. Lots happen over at Pick Dogs. Tune in Thursday after the drive-through for Millz and Brad's UFC show. So lots happening here. And of course, how can we forget the newest show here, Wayne and El Ninos, with their 3-legged parlay prop video of the day, the newest video series here on Pick Dog. So guys, make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications, be notified when these videos drop to get the best numbers. All right, that's going to do it here for this show. And that's going to do it. So let's go ahead and bring in our cappers here from tonight. I'm going to go ahead and bring them in right now and say goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great evening